Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Eating While Broke. I'm your host, Coline Witt, and today we have very special guest, entrepreneur, influencer, creative, Patty Torres is in the building.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We was before we started rolling, guys, we was
enjoying
the last guest
Kool-Aid.
brought Kool-Aid. Well, we had Kool-Aid, and let me tell you something. If you ain't had Kool-Aid in a while,
Yeah, you're definitely gonna get me hooked into this.
it's like I can't remember the last time I had it. Like, I promise you,
Me too.
I will be shocked if in the next week you don't bring home a pack of Kool-Aid.
I know. My kids are gonna be like, "What, Mom? You're drinking Kool-Aid?"
Kool-Aid again? I know this dish has never been done on this show, and we've taped 115 episodes at this point. So,
Really?
yes.
Oh wow.
So tell our listeners what you will be having me eat today.
Okay, so this is a tuna salad, something quick, but it's so good.
Really?
And it makes you not hungry, like you get full, and then you want more. It's kind of addicting.
Yeah. Well, tell us the ingredients, because this dish was super broke. You definitely afford it. You definitely broke when you had it.
Yes, you could definitely afford this if you're broke. It's just one tuna can, and then tomato, and the onions, and the corn, and then I mix it with the mayo, and then you eat it with some chips. So I usually love the cheese Ruffles, but this ones are good.
What? I was looking at them like, damn, I wonder why. I thought you just wanted plain. I was like, why she
No,
want
I
plain?
love the cheese ones. So with those are like slamming. Those are like
Okay,
good.
so guys, listeners at home, today we have the plain, but if you do this at home, do the cheese. What is it? The cheese cheddar sour cream and onion. What is it?
the cheese cheddar.
Cheese cheddar, Ruffles.
Yes,
I was looking at it
it's
like,
bomb.
dang, she choosing the plain one?
No, I
look at the
didn't.
grocery list, man.
She probably
She
missed at the cheese part.
She missed the cheese part, I promise you.
Yes.
Okay, well, go ahead, start preparing this dish. And guys, you don't need a stovetop for this dish. Okay, we got you're doing the tomato. She's dumping the
I'm
tuna.
gonna dump the tuna first.
And she did drain the tuna, guys.
Yes, I did. Be careful. You always want to be careful you don't cut yourself.
Yes.
Because,
Nope.
And make sure you have a can opener, because I know, like, if I didn't have one before, I would use the knife and be like.
Oh, my goodness. So dangerous. I remember we were taping in Atlanta with 85 South, and I don't know why we were all being lazy instead of running to the kitchen, but DC Youngfly saw us like trying to do it with a knife, and he was like, absolutely not. No one's cutting themselves doing this show.
Hey, sometimes if you don't have money or
do what you gotta do.
store, you just go the old way, like this.
You know what it's like? You ready to make a tuna sandwich at home and realize you can't find a thing. You like, ugh.
Oh my God! And you're hungry.
Yeah, you like, we're gonna get it open by all means necessary. Okay, so tuna, then you're going to chop up the tomato and onion and just dump it in with mayo?
Right. But it's so good because a lot of people don't do it like this. A lot of people just put some onions or they put other stuff, or they don't add the corn, so it doesn't give it that flavor. So
I'm curious if I would end up doing this on because when I do a tuna sandwich, I do it really plain. I just do the mayo and the tuna with salt and pepper.
That's like too simple. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, can you take the same dish and just instead of eating with nachos, put it on the sandwich?
Put it on the sandwich. Yes.
I'm dying to try this.
I usually, when I had more money, I eat it with white rice.
Oh yeah,
So
I saw that on
this,
the
and then or either the chips or the white rice.
with the
so
with the
good.
white rice being warm though.
Yes.
And then everything else being cold.
Correct.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to pick up the rice. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay, because if I didn't do the rice, I do the chips. But
okay.
now I even do the rice together with the chips
Really?
and the tuna. It's still so good. Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
promise you. Even my kids like this. I got them into this.
Wow. Okay.
And then I do things with the nails, because people think like, oh, you don't do anything
Yeah, you
because
have
of your
very
nails.
fly
I'm
nails.
like, I do everything with my nails. Everything is possible.
That's funny. Okay, so take me back to what was going on during the time of tuna. What do we call this? It looked like tuna nachos. What do we call this? What are you calling this dish?
It just a tuna salad, tuna chips.
Tuna and chips.
Tuna and chips.
That's what we'll call it. We got to call it something.
Right.
I was definitely thinking it was tuna nachos, but just without the cheese. But take me back to what was going on during this era of invention.
You know what? I moved out of my house when I was 18. You know, I always been very independent. I lived with my mom. My mom was a single mom. My dad was in Costa Rica, so I was living with her. But when I was 18, I wanted to leave my house. And I moved out with a boyfriend back then. And I didn't even sleep in a room or anything. We would sleep like in a living room with like all his brothers and stuff.
That's hilarious. You moved out your mama's house to go live there?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Okay.
I did.
Was it because you were in love or because it was hard at home?
I think, you know what, if we would have been closer, I probably would have not moved out of my house. You know, that's something like I never really shared ever out here. But me and her, like, we don't have the best relationship. But I'm very grateful for her and everything, you know, she did for me. But I think, like, if we were closer, I would have not moved out of my house. And, yeah, I was in love. You know, when you're young and dumb, you're in love. So you're, like, you find, like, living with that guy even in under the bridge, like, if it was, like, you know, like a Four Seasons hotel or something like that. Yeah. So that's what happened. And, you know, and then I started working. Well, actually, I've been working since I was 15. When I was in high school, my first job was at McDonald's as a cashier. So I always had that in me. Like, I always been like a hardworking person. Like, I'm not lazy, you know. So I wasn't afraid of like, oh, I'll go work and find work. But, you know, we did have to eat whatever was at my boyfriend's house and whatever. But I'm from Costa Rica. So in Costa Rica, we have different tunas than over here in the U.S., you know. So, but then they kind of make the tuna like how I do it right now. I'm kind of doing it, you know, a little bit. So this was always like if I didn't have money, I'm like, hey, it's so good and it's cheap. So I would just eat it. Yeah.
Now you got the onion. Now I'm not a huge fan of onions, so
no, I'll put a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I'll put your like 3.
Do it however you make it. I'm gonna try it because you'd be surprised.
No, because I want you to try it. I'll just put a little bit.
I've tried crazy things on this show. Okay.
Really? Oh wow.
Everyone knows my most hated dish is the pickled egg. That was the only dish on this show that I couldn't make it through.
I don't like pickles either, so I don't know.
But imagine a pickled egg.
Oh wow.
Absolutely disgusting. Are you sure you can do this with them nails?
Yes. This one's a little hard. Because if I cut it the other way, people are going to be like, that's not how you cut it. They say you're supposed to cut it from
It's
here.
Audio, girl. Cut it whatever way that makes us live.
You know what?
Is it the knife?
Yeah, this knife probably.
Oh, girl, watch your fingers. Ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not scared. I'll use this little one since I'm only going to use a little bit of onion.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Thank goodness.
There you go.
All right. Here, you can just put all that stuff in this little bowl
I'll
right
put it
here.
back right here.
So they're over there loving it up with Boo Thang in a house with all the homies, all the brothers.
Right.
Okay. So then what happens?
You know what? I was like, I don't think I ever found myself at that time. I was just kind of like, you know, because when you're in love, you kind of tend to please the other person and see, okay, where are we going? Where is this? And, you know, as women, we mature like more than men quicker. So it's kind of struggly, you know. I was just having different jobs all the time. I've been when I was younger, I would have any type of job. I would never be jobless, but I have different type of jobs. I was a receptionist. Oh my God, one time, nobody knows this. I ended up working as a receptionist in a place that they do massages. But I didn't know it was kind of weird massages with a happy ending.
Oh,
I had no idea. I was
hilarious.
Like 20 or something, but I was just a receptionist.
How'd you find out?
Because the guys walked in and then they would be like, I'm here for the ad on the newspaper. And I'll be like, okay. And I would have the prices of the massages, all innocent. But then they would be like, oh, what kind of girls do you have? And then girls will walk in and be like, hey, I'm here to see if you guys are hiring, but I do everything. And I was like, what do you mean everything? And then I quit after like a week But I had no idea. I was just a receptionist. And then the owner started asking me, because when I was younger, like I was like skinnier, prettier, you know, everything.
Like, what are you down to do?
Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't know how to do massages. I don't.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then like, but the guys will ask, hey, do you do massages too? And I'll be like, no, you know, and then the owner was like, you know, it's suspicious. It was like, they were all Asian.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it was like weird. And then I found out and I was like, I can't work here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is not a good environment. So I have all types of jobs. It was just crazy.
That's a crazy job.
Yeah.
I could only imagine working in a job where that goes down.
Yeah. So,
So after all these jobs, what is the thing that takes you into the next direction towards entrepreneurship?
Then, you know, I did graduate from high school. You know, in my family, from my mom's side, everybody went to school. Everybody had that formation. So I always wanted to have that because I like, you know, raised like that, you know, finished school. Like, you know, I had a good childhood. I didn't have like, you know, I always had everything in regards to material stuff. Maybe there were some things that I needed, but I was always formed to go to school, finish this. So even with some little problems here and there, I still graduated from high school. And then I remember I went to a clinic and I said, oh, I want to be a medical assistant. So I did it. I'm that type of person that if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Like I put it out there, now I'm going to go do it. So I went to school, like a private school for medical assistant. I graduated and I started working in different clinics. So I entered this new era of the medical field. I started working with like, you know, general doctors, pediatricians, with everything. And then I started then working with for the county, like for the insurance and some stuff. And then I kind of went into the PR department because they have PR as well. It's crazy, you know. And then they have case management. I went into that level, and then but I was getting burned out because I felt trapped, like in a desk.
Yeah.
I felt
that scares me.
Yeah, and then my dad would always be like, "This is not what you're doing. This is not you. I look at you, and I see you doing bigger things. And when you're young, you're like, oh, you roll your eyes to your parents, and like, oh my God, no." But then I started watching the TLC, like the wedding planning thing, and I went online and I did a wedding planning thing, and I said, now I'm gonna be a wedding planner, and I did. Wow. So I started like, you know, calling my friends, or like if I knew somebody was getting married, I'll be like, I'll do it, I'll plan it for you, just pay me this much. Then I met a lady, she had like 3 venues to do parties, and I also told her, hey, you know, you do weddings, but you don't have a wedding planner here. Can I do 3 or 4 of your weddings? And I did. And then all of a sudden I was booking halls and stuff while I was doing it. So I'm just always trying to like innovate, like, you know, and that's what happened. But one day I quit and now I'm here.
So you quit, you went from quit, but you quit the wedding planning. But
well,
now,
no, that was like, I was doing that on the side from the medical field. Because I was on the medical field like for over 10 years, like 10 years,
and,
you know,
and now,
since I was young.
Now what are you doing exactly?
So now I do public relations. And now I do marketing and branding. And then I work with influencers. Yeah.
Who are some of the people that you have done public relations for?
I work with this company. It's a promoter called Bobby D Presents. I've been hired by Live Nation and AEG for the influencer program. I work with restaurants, chefs. I work with working in the music industry. I have the opportunity to work with big people that live here in LA, you know, the king of the West Coast.
Snoop Dogg.
Exactly. So that was challenging for me because I'm Latina. But when I grew up, I'm from the 2000s over there in high school. So, of course, I know all the music. I know the Snoop, the Ice Cube, the Warren G, the East Siders, all of that. But then I remember when they look at me, they're like, it's weird because it's like, she don't know about this. I do.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people, like, they want to put me in this category of she's only Latin. But then I know. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
And I remember when we started working with Snoop, with Bobby D Presents, with this company, it was so amazing because it was a black and brown together. And then I remember Snoop was coming out with his new album, I Want to Thank Me. And it had been over 10 years since he dropped an album. So I told Bobby, hey, let's do a press conference. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. But are you going to be able to pull it off? I'm like, oh, my God. He was so worried.
Of course I can.
Oh, my God. And then they give me the worst date, which it was this dates around the holidays.
Oh, no.
Days before the media would go in with their families. I had the most challenging date to pull this
But you
press.
did it.
I did it. I pulled a good job.
So is that how you started getting into PR, by working with Bobby D?
Yes, that by working with him, we met one day. I went to his office. He says, I like what you do. You don't have much, but what I see, I like. And let's see. Let's go for it. He said, I don't have nobody Latin. I only have one black girl doing the Bobby D Black TV. And I don't know what happened to her. Like, she left. After I got there, she left. I don't know, and then we grew together.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
So you still have relationships with that whole, like, the Ice Cubes, the Snoop Dogs, and all those guys?
Yeah, we have Kings of the West, November 30th. But, you'll see this next year. It was sold out. It's amazing.
For real?
Yeah.
And you helped do the PR on it?
Yes, I do.
That's awesome. And I'm guessing you're going to need this?
Yes, so now I mix everything.
You mix the corn, tomato,
I mix the
onions.
corn, the tomato, and the onions. And you want to, like, mix it so it can be, like, really in, not just throw it there, like, separate. You want to really mix it there so you can have it really mixed together.
I'm really curious to see how this
And
tastes.
then I put salt because the salt gives it, like, because if you don't put salt, it's a little dry, And this one was, like, the chunk, the water tuna. So
Do you
it's
like
a
the
little
oil
dry.
or the water?
I like the water, but
Okay.
I don't mind the oil. But it's better if you drain it because it gets too watery, Especially if you're going to mix it with chips or rice,
Okay.
So you put a little the salt before, and then you start putting the mayo after you put the salt. So you could give it some flavor,
Ooh.
And then you start mixing it.
See how it goes. So now, I slowly want to get to the thing that I'm most excited about, which is some of your most recent ventures. So now you're still doing PR.
Yes.
And you're still working with the influencers and the artists.
Yes.
The thing that I really want to know is how you started getting into Patty Pan Dulce cookies.
Woo! You know what? I owed that to myself. Because everybody would always be mad at me. Like the people close to me, they'll be like, okay, why don't you do something for you? Come on, drop something. Drop a hoodie, drop a shirt, and I would just ignore it. But at Bobby D's office, they would call me Patty Pan Dulce. So every time I would go pick up my check or something, here she comes, Patty Pan Dulce. And then that's
And I get that too because like you were the only Latino at the
well, no, there was a few
others.
Latinas
Okay.
there, but I was sweet, and then I don't know. I reminded them of the pan dulce, like I don't know. So it was, shout out to Booby. He started calling me that, and then the whole office started calling me that. So I thought that was super cute, Patty Pan Dulce, and the Pan Dulce. I love Pan Dulce. It's the Mexican bread,
Yep.
And people knows them. They know them as Mexican bread or conchas.
Yeah.
Yep. Either
That's
or.
what I learned about. I just started eating that like in the last
Some
year.
of this.
So go on. Sorry.
Yes. So I always said, and it just stayed like that. But I love unicorns. And I feel like they're so magical, so cute. Like, I was just like, I've been like gravitated to them. I like them, And I would be like, Patty Pan Dulce. I'm like, imagine a unicorn eating a Pan Dulce. Like, wow. Like, I never seen that. Nobody. It's not even out there. There's no unicorns. And they're real. Like, my dad says they're real. So I've been saying that the unicorns are real. So
Tell them to send us a picture of a real one.
I know. So I'm going to serve you a little bit of this.
Oh, you could just put it in the middle.
Yeah.
We could eat it nachos.
Oh, okay. That's right.
We family on this show. This is
See?
Eating While Broke.
This was so simple, and I hope she likes it.
I can't wait to try this. Here we
We're
go.
ready.
Go ahead, grab a chip. Make sure it's everything you. Here we go. I'm never making a tuna sandwich the same again.
It's so good. And with the cheese ruffles, You'll see when you try it
I
with
think
those.
even with the cheese ruffles, but even if you did this on bread, it's so much better than
and
regular
bread
tuna.
too. Like, oh yeah,
Oh my God.
definitely. And this will keep you full, and it's good.
That's fantastic. And I could taste the salt. I could see why you needed the salt. This is fantastic. I'm trying to see if I can get onion. I would eat this whole damn thing. Because
It gives you flavor. So the salt gives it the flavor, the tuna the flavor.
Brilliant.
And then some Kool-Aid.
Honestly, this is really good. I don't even think you need the cheddar ones.
No. But
This
I
is really
promise
good.
you, with the cheddar ones, you'll be like, oh my God.
Really?
So then you'll be like, oh, I'm going to make me that. Because then it's addicting. So you'll be like, I want to make that with the cheddar. I promise.
This is really good. I'll eat this whole thing.
You see? You see? Told you.
This is hitting. Who would have ever thought?
That's right. It's nice. It's cheap, affordable.
You don't need a stove, everyone.
You don't need a stove. You just do it, just the knife and what I would point out. See, I could do it with these nails too.
Brilliant dish. I should have let you do more onions.
See, well, I just wanted to take it easy on you since you don't do a lot. But you can
This
always
dish
add.
is actually very impressive.
I'm glad
Very
you like
affordable. Very easy to make. For all y'all high schoolers dealing with the moms that work a lot, this will do
it.
it.
That's right. And
The only thing I would recommend is this Kool-Aid.
you guys gotta get the Kool-Aid.
The Kool-Aid, right? I promise you, you're going to text me a picture of this Kool-Aid.
Look, she's on her number 2.
I'm on my fourth one.
Oh, damn, on her 4th one.
This dish is impressive. So take me back to
yeah.
Patty Pan Dulce.
Patty Pan Dulce.
Pan Dulce.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So then I was like, the pandemic came. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
I need to maybe start thinking about dropping something. So I had a couple people, like graphic designers. I was like, look, I want a unicorn eating a concha. And they're like, okay. So I have a couple sketches of the unicorns, the first ones. One, it was like the whole horse with just the little horn, but with eyelashes. But I didn't see like the pan dulce, like, because he was standing. And like,
So your
it wasn't
original
like,
thought was just merch. It wasn't even the Pan
Right.
Dulce yet. Okay.
No,
Pan
it
Dulce.
was the pan dulce
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
So I said, "Oh my God, I don't want to do makeup. I want to be different. I'm gonna do the bread." So then the artist, they start sketching. Then he did want to like going out of space, eating the concha out of space, like. But the little pan dulce was like on the side, and I'm like, no, why don't we do like a little cartoon one, like a fluffy one, but actually like holding it because I want him or her
With
to
his
hold
hooves?
it. Yeah, to
Oh
hold
my
it.
gosh. Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the logo. I don't know if she showed you the logo. That's the logo of the pan dulce.
Okay.
So finally, my friend Orlando, he's an amazing graphic designer. I told him, this is what I want. So when he finally sent me the sketch, I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. This is it. And it's wearing like a little onesie, like a little pajama thing. I don't know, some little clothes with the little pan dulce on. And he's holding the pan dulce. So now my next thought was like, okay, I'm not a baker. I don't bake. But it's okay. It's my idea. It's my vision, whatever. That's how people get great together. So I was like, now I need somebody to make this as unicorn colors. So it's the pan dulce with unicorn colors. And if you see the pan dulce, it actually, some of them already have unicorn colors. You see the pink one.
Yeah.
You see like the green one, the pink one.
That's what makes it so cool.
Exactly. So now we got to put it together.
Yeah.
And just be the flavor. And, now I went to many bakeries before, and then I tried so much pan dulce, I was already full. Because I wanted to see, like, which one was, like, the best one, and then go and talk to them and things like that. But it just didn't happen for some reason. I got more work. I kind of lose track and vision of the project.
And this is all going on during the pandemic.
Yes, and then I didn't put my energy on the project. So, again, another year, nothing. 2021, was really hard for me. I was going through like a separation and everything. So again, put into the bag. 2022, like a nasty breakup, like a toxic relationship, like trying to put myself back together. And I still work because nobody knows I'm going through things.
Yeah.
I look like a champ all the time. I could be falling apart. Nobody will know.
But do you have like a soundboard at home, like your girlfriends that are like keeping you?
Yes. Or like I have people like be like, don't forget about you. Because here you are still working, hustling, and like, what about you?
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, but what if I do this? Nobody likes it. Like, what's stupid? Like, all these ideas, because you're your worst enemy.
Of course. Yeah.
Like, nobody.
You're your worst
not
critic.
even your haters or people don't like it. It's you. You're the one that always like, you're so bad to yourself, you know? So finally, just 3 months ago, I met Felipe. Felipe is the founder and creator of Felipe's Creations. He's a baker. He does cakes and wonderful cookies, and he lives in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Not even here.
So where'd you meet him?
So I used to manage an influencer, and he introduced me to Felipe a couple months ago. And he said, hey, Felipe doesn't just want to be a baker. He has good numbers on TikTok. And he's very handsome, very smart. And then I feel like you guys maybe can work together and maybe guide him. Because having a manager is not about just brand deals. Having a manager is like, oh, no, you need to talk this way, like be coached and all these things. So I met with him. We talked a little bit on the phone, but nothing concrete. Then I had some downtime, and I contacted him. And then he signed under me under my talent agency just so we can see what we can do with him as far as more opportunities or attending events or more exposure, right?
Yeah.
So one day I said, hey, you know what? It's so funny that you're a baker. And he's like, why? I'm like, because...
Go, girl. Go, Patty. Go ahead. Do your elevator pitch.
Yeah, because you know what? I've been wanting to do this pan dulce, but I wanted to be like a unicorn, uniconcha.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
So that's what it's like, a uniconcha. And I want it like to make it pretty, these colors, but make it magical, like not just any, like, you know, imagine a unicorn eating a pan dulce. And he's like, oh my God, I love it. He didn't say, no, wow, like, no, like, he took the time to listen to my idea and stuff. And he's like, I don't do pan dulce, but I have this pan dulce cookies, and they're my top sellers. So he has like this pink one and a brown one.
Yeah.
Because when you make that powder, you can make it taste like pan dulce, even if you do it as a cookie or as a whatever. So I said, okay. So can you make the colors of the like a unicorn and make it taste like the pan dulce, like the whatever? He's like, yeah, let me send you some samples and let's go. And I was like, I can't believe I'm finally even like putting a sample.
Yeah.
Like, because I wasn't even moving. So he sent me some colors, and he sent me like 5 or 6. He was quick about it. He's so...
All the way from Houston?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he ships worldwide and stuff. And you know when you taste something good, that the person... And this is with the pan dulce, with the cookies, with the cakes. When you taste something good, you know they use good butter that is expensive, good eggs and everything. That's how you know. Like if something lives for a long time, the bread or the cookie or the pan, they use good quality ingredients.
Yeah.
So our pan dulce, uniconcha, it can last like 2 weeks, 1 week. So anyways, before I get there, so he sent me the samples with all the colors. And you got to be careful because mermaid colors are very close to unicorn colors.
Yeah, they are.
So you're like, oh, that's too hilarious. Much purple. No. If you know, you know. If you like unicorns, you know they're a little more pastel, more like, you know, be careful. So we finally came with the colors. And then he's like, what if I add glitter?
That's what I was going to say. Glitter's where it's at. Yeah.
And we added the glitter. And it just looked beautiful.
Wow.
So everybody that I showed it to before we decided, they're like, oh my God, that's so you. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's going to be great. So we said, okay, let's do a big one and like mini ones. And then we came with the right color, the glitter, the packaging, and then we launched.
Wow.
And that's it. But yeah, we did decided to do it as a cookie because he does cookies.
I like the cookie idea better, to be honest.
And but it tastes like a Concha.
I can't wait to try
And it's
it.
dog friendly.
Yeah. Oh.
Because I gave it to my dog. He didn't get sick, nothing, and it's not too sugary. And then I knew it was good because my dad, you know, when you meet people, they're like, no, I'm not a sweet person. No, thank you. No, it's okay. He's like, I actually like it. I want more because I'm not a person to be eating sweets, and he liked it. And a lot of people did. It wasn't like one or two. They're like, this is good.
I think it's going to be
And you can't even taste the glitter. Like, it's just there, and it makes it so pretty. And it's there. It's like the uni Concha, and that's what happened.
So what would you say were some of the, like, hurdles to this whole process?
You know what? At the beginning was, like, not even hard because when two people agree and they're excited about it, it could happen. Actually, this is what was hard about it. It was getting the support from people that said that we're going to be there for you to support you. And that's crazy.
Give me an example.
Like when I was putting the lounge party together or when I was putting certain things to before we did the lounge, like I needed certain things. Hey, I need this for my lounge, right? Or can you give me a discount on this? I'm paying for it. Like, I don't want anything for free. But look, I'm doing.
Can I get a small discount?
Or, you know what, I'm going to do this party. Can you come and promote it? You know? And a lot of people that said they would be there, they weren't there. Wow. A lot of people disappeared. Never heard from them. And it was not even putting this together because we have all the elements. We had the Uniconcha, the Patty Pan Dulce. We had the name where we had the logo. Felipe had the cookies, the concept ready. We packed. And I went to Houston, where he's from. And we did a photo shoot. We did our whole branding stuff. And we've been posting, and we're going to be posting throughout this month, next month, all year, you know?
Oh, I think that's who's in the pictures a lot, right?
Yes. He's the chef, you know, the baker,
the
you know?
big guy. So now you guys are in this partnership. Now, is he based in Houston?
Yes. And it's so funny because one of my friends, like after the pandemic, or I want to say close to the pandemic, she had showed me like another provider, like a distributor of cookies from Houston. The same thing. But they were like little mini conchitas. And she's like, look, I picture your product like this. And I was like, it's so cute. So I reached out to them. And I said, look, I'm interested in a partnership, or if we can, you know, it says that you have a big warehouse that maybe you can create my product. And they're like, we're not taking orders right now, and we're not interested in collaborating, and we're not taking even paid. And now they don't exist anymore.
That's so funny. See?
And they were from Houston too.
Yeah.
And Felipe's from Houston.
It's like a little like manifesto on both sides. Felipe needed his support in one way, and you know, someone brought y'all together, and then you kind of needed this thing, and it just kind of worked out when you guys.
Yes, and we kind of united. Yes, so yes, and even if I only sold one cookie or two, I would have been happy and proud of myself that I did it, rather than why didn't I never do it? Why didn't, like, you know, because a lot of people don't go for it because they're like, okay, I didn't sell anything. But, you know, a lot of people that have multiple businesses, or they're millionaires or whatnot, they do multiple businesses and they failed, or they do another one, or they have different sources of income, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I'll tell you, just knowing what I know about LA market, that cookie's going to be a hit. Because Pan Dulce is huge out here. People love it. You know, it's like it's also culturally like embedded in the culture, but to have the cookie as the new improved next generation model is great. Don't you think?
I do.
I think so.
And
I can't wait to see one in person.
Yes.
The whole time, guys, just so you know, she walked in, and within 5 minutes, I'm like, how soon can I get them? Can I get them tomorrow?
She's like, I need them tomorrow.
I was trying to get them today.
Now.
I was like, can you bring them for the show so everyone can see them?
And I promise you, there's still PR boxes that need to be out for like influencers, artists, like. So it's not like, you know, and I love it because it's kind of like exclusive. Like people want it, and okay, I'm going to get it. Yes, you know. But, obviously the goal is for people to walk in the store and get it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could get it online and it's a good product.
So where do people go to buy it?
You go to, felipescreations.com and you can get it. But pretty soon after our collaboration is done, they're going to be sold at my own website, which will be Patty Pan Dulce.
Okay.
So on Instagram is Patty Pan Dulce. So then when I have my own website after our collaboration is done for the drop, then it would be my own website there.
Okay, perfect.
But Felipe will always be part of my journey as far as like creating or something, because his work ethic is very good.
So now, a day in the life, are you flying back and forth between Houston and LA?
And not really. It's just like I met some friends and they're from Houston, and there's a lot of work in Houston, believe it or not. Or a lot of people from Houston come to LA to find work, whether it's for makeup artists, like spas, and all of that.
So are you still managing the PR side and this new venture?
Yes.
How do you juggle both ventures as an entrepreneur?
So, you know what? Depends. Like if I'm done with the contract with the client, then I can jump on the next project. And I know, like, right now, since it's so brand new, it's not like too crazy. It's just structuring and see what it worked, it didn't work, the sales, like, what you look. But when you love what you do, like it's manageable. I don't feel like crazy. Only when it's a lot of projects going on at once sometimes. But
what advice do you give to brand new influencers or people trying to get more following in their brands?
Create content. It just can't happen with you just sitting at home. All the creators and the influencers that have made it and that are popping or that are like good, they create content, and they always need somebody, whether it's a parent, whether it's a friend, to see how they can structure. Because I seen and I have talked to so many influencers that have a lot of following and they don't know what they're doing. So what's next? Yes, I have a lot of following, so how can I make money? Number one, they don't know how to do that. Number two, they don't know, like, after they get a brand deal, like what to do with that money. It might be a one-hit wonder and they didn't save that money, they wasted it. So all of that. And for a brand, just like mine and how I see other brands, like, don't give up. Like, you got to start from the ground up. And a lot of artists, brands, and influencers, they want now.
Yeah.
Like, they want it quick. They want to be on Complex right away.
Yeah.
Like, World Hip Hop or what, that one. Like, or they want to be on TMC. It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
You're not known right now. You can be, we can't talk about you. We got to start baby steps. So, like, I mean, if you want to pay to play, because that's how a lot of people do, then by all means. But if you don't have the funds to pay to play, then you got to go slow and you got to be patient and continue to be disciplined and do the work, because a lot of people don't put the work. I tell people unbox, talk about it, like brands are looking at what you do, use discount codes, like learn TikTok shop, learn how to get more followers. Even if you have one viewer, just stay there, like go live, like all these things. It's a lot.
You say even stay there.
Stay there.
Where do you see Patty Pan Dulce going?
In stores.
I think so too. I think
coffee shops, and like people getting it there. That's what I want.
Yeah. And then how did you and Felipe, or did he help you when it comes to pricing the cookies, and how does the pricing go with that?
You know what? You study the market and you see, like, example, like Cookie Crumble, like this other one.
Yeah.
How much are they marketing, like a cookie, like a mini cookie, the weight, and the
they're
packaging, the shipping. Yeah, they're expensive, and you know what? Some people like it, some people don't.
It's the experience they're paying for. So some of those cookies, it's definitely the experience.
And I want my experience because, a lot of people are like, oh my God, I want to try a Concha with glitter, and it's like a unicorn. So it's that experience. You want to try it. So yeah, definitely give the audience an experience.
Have you heard of the brand Afro Unicorn?
I think, yes, actually.
Yeah,
in Walmart, I saw
They're
it.
distributing all major retailers. She was on the show. I would love to see if I introduced you to.
Of course.
Like, I think that there could be a collab there.
Absolutely.
Yes. Why
Because you
not?
love unicorns. She's the Afro unicorn.
Hello.
The Pendolce
Yes.
unicorn. I think there's some
Imagine.
kind of, and she already has the distribution locked in.
There you go.
Who knows?
Who knows? People that believe in unicorns, those are my people.
Yeah, it's a magical place. Well,
Yes.
where can everyone keep up with you?
Sorry.
And thank you for blessing me with such a good meal. I ate. Look
She
at this.
almost finished that. She ate that.
I was so embarrassed, guys, because I could not stop
She's
eating
like-
it during, but there's like literally none left. This is awesome. Like sometimes being on this show, it's really cool. I'm a mom. I'm a single mom, just brand new mom. And sometimes, you're looking in the fridge and you're trying to impress your kid and you don't know what you could throw together. This right here, this you can do, guys. If anything,
My
Eating
kids
While
love
Broke
it.
has taught me is, these dishes on here can definitely I never thought of that. But this is the new way to eat tuna. Tomato, diced tomato, chopped up onion, mayo, and corn with tuna with some cheddar
salt.
Ruffles and some salt. That's where it's at. All right, guys. Tell everybody where they could keep up with you into that camera.
Yes. So if you want to keep up with me and see what's next, follow me at Patty Torres PR.
Patty Torres PR. Peace out, y'all.